So the chapter starts off with a head rolling. Wonder where it was headed off to. I definitely gotta say, for the most part, this chapter really just brought tons of questions throughout the entire chapter of like, what the hell is going on in the Attack on Titan universe 70 years ago. I feel as though it was just one big question mark with a lot of violence and a lot of just suspense. So first of all, this chapter introducing the two what seems to be main characters, Solm and Carlo, the 18-year-old scouting legions. But it makes me wonder, like, are they actually going to be the main characters, because we get that time skip in the end. So automatically I'm like, yo, were they just thrown in there as characters? Or are we going to see them now that they're going to be like 31 years old? So that caught my interest off the bat. And once again, there's religious people, the religious group are at it. It's been hinted so many times that there's something so fishy about them, and that they definitely have some big thing to do with the Titans, because it seems as though it was the religious group, possibly one of them, an unnamed person that they sent to open up the gates, because they just there chanting, open up the gates, open up the gates. You fucking idiots, you opened up the gates. So the mystery from the last chapter, how the fuck that Titan got in the wall, is still kind of lingering, because we don't know exactly who did it, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the religious people, because they're there having fucking orgasms over the gate being open.
Oh yes, please bring the Titan to fucking eat our bodies up.
And then we get introduced to this Elena girl, which apparently the guys whose head was rolling at the beginning of the chapter, she was his wife. So it's like, okay, why would she go with them? And it seemed as though she was in a trance of some sort. So it brings a lot of questions, like, what the fuck? Can they brainwash people? Are there powers that this particular Titan or a Titan has to control somebody? Because they kept trying to snap her out of it, like, yo, what the hell are you doing? And she was just like, no, we need the Titans, we gotta worship them. So it could be possibly the religious people, that they possibly have some sort of influence in a way to make somebody just completely believe. Maybe she was just in a state of shock because she saw what happened to her husband, and she's like, no, we gotta worship them, they're gods. Or it could have had something to do with the thing in her stomach. Now, it definitely seems as though the Titan that came and ate everyone and vomited them out is a shifter, because it kind of like knew what it was doing in a way, but it was doing it like in a crazy way. And also him vomiting them out, it makes me think definitely that he was a shifter. And also, it just looked like very fishy because of the whole thing, the way it was set up with somebody opening up the gates. So it could be somebody from within the walls that was the Titan. And then how, like, you know, he kind of went back on the other side of the walls, kind of just to trick them into thinking, yeah, it was, you know, some sort of crazy Titan that came in. Because, I mean, a Titan that comes in and just starts eating people doesn't just decide, well, hey, you know, I had enough, I vomited, I'm gonna be out of here now, guys, have a good one. And then it gets even more interesting when it raises questions regarding the birth of that baby, or, you know, Elena being pregnant in general, because she's dead there, but the baby seems to be alive and well inside of the mom's stomach. So I'm guessing that when the Titan ate the person, if the baby wasn't already some sort of Titan, again, maybe the Scouting Legion guy wasn't actually the father of that baby, you know, so many possibilities already, but maybe that baby was already in Titan form when it got swallowed, and that's why it was unscathed. Obviously, that baby is a Titan or has Titan DNA. And it just further questions like, was it already a Titan, or was it that when it was eaten by the Titan that it got the cells? I'm leaning more towards it was genetically passed on, because I just don't see how, you know, a Titan eating you is going to turn you into a Titan. We've never seen cases of that before, unless it was just that since the baby is developing, in that short period of time, it developed into becoming a Titan and surviving. But I don't know, it just seems a little fishy. Then getting that 13-year time skip and seeing the baby is already 13, but it's in a prison cell. Now it's, you know, a young man, so to speak. It's just like, holy shit, we just got so much ground covered in this one chapter. First of all, are Carlo and Solm, like, are they still going to be the main characters? Are they still even part of the Scouting Legion? What happened since that attack? Was it just peaceful since then, since they had him inside of the cell? Because it's clearly obvious that there's something fishy with him. You don't get swallowed by Titan and then come out of your mom's belly with a smile. It just doesn't happen. Overall, very suspenseful chapter. It's really hard to critique something like this, because it was pretty much just question after question. What the fuck is going on? Brutality, mystery, you know, a lot of stuff that is just raising questions and suspense, but it didn't really give many answers to anything, and it was just really building up like, this is totally a big mystery going on, and who knows if we'll get that many answers, because again, we got the main story going on, so they can't give us too much of what's going on, but it just really brought up a lot of great questions and just brought up the suspense and started everything up. I'm guessing whoever this baby is, now that he's 13 years old, he might become the main character in the next chapter or so. So overall, I felt like it was a very good chapter. It gave a lot of questions, it covered a lot of ground, and it built up a lot of suspense, but it's now just the job of pretty much to carry this on and see where a lot of these questions are going to be, and, you know, just keep on going with this, because I felt as though it was a suspenseful chapter. Chapter 1, you know, how are we going to get that much progression in the beginning? But I'm liking where this is going. The setup that they did with this one was pretty freaking awesome. I'm wondering if we're going to see any of the main characters from the main story in here, because now that it's 13 years later, if this was 70 years ago, then it would be like 57 years ago. So maybe somebody, I don't know, picks Pixies is born. Maybe that baby is Pixies for all we know. That'd be fucking crazy. How old is Pixies again anyway? I forget. So far, good stuff. Very suspenseful. I give this one 8.5 out of 10. I like a lot of the questions that was arisen, and I'm just hoping that we can go further with this and see where, you know, the story is going to develop from here. Let me know what you think. First of all, do you think that that baby that's now 13 years old is connected in any way to any of the characters from the main timeline, the main story? And also, was it already a Titan inside of the mother's belly, or do you think when a Titan ate them, it gave some sort of crazy DNA transfer by eating the mom? Maybe the baby was injected with Titan DNA while it was in the mom's belly. You never know. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Before the Fall, because right now it's doing what the main story does, and that's bringing the suspense. And I love suspenseful stories. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.